Hey guys, so this is my first part for my first ever Philodendron Scandens, and it's also called a heartleaf or a sweetheart plant. And I believe it's because of the shape of the leaf. It looks like a heart. I always see this in every store you can go. Any store that sells plants, I always see this, and I was never really into it. I forgot which store, but I went to a store and I saw this and I'm like, why not give it a shot? It says on the tag low to medium light, and everywhere I researched, it said low light. And it wasn't until this started to burn, like a few places like that, that I realized this is a low to medium light only. Like it can't be a pothos in which it can thrive low, medium, and highlight, because I put it up here because I thought it can withstand highlight and it can withstand low light and like all sorts of light. But it started to burn, so I stopped turning on the light that I have. I changed my ceiling light into LED plant bulbs, or was it just regular LED? I'm not sure. It should be in the description section if you are interested. So I will only really turn that on if I need to. I was turning it on for like several long hours, and that's why it burned. So yeah, I'm just not going to do that. I really want to know, how this plant is going to work out, because I've really fallen in love with it. I'm very surprised that I am. I am so attached to it and so in love with it, because I really am more of like a color girl and a flowering person, a flower girl and stuff. But I feel like that's really turning a tide. I feel like any plant that really catches my eye now. I used to just be a flowering plant girl. That was it. And if it didn't produce any flowers, I usually didn't get that. But that was like years ago. And then now it looks beautiful to me. I love it. So I got one. I think this is one of those like gateway to the Philodendron family, because it's one of the ones that you see everywhere. And supposedly it's one of the simpler ones. There are other ones that you could get, which are a lot more complex and a lot more intermediate level, I would say. I think this is more like a very beginner level. If you manage to kill this plant, I would suggest get a pothos first, get used to that a little bit, and then get this one. Just from very, very short experience. I just got this very recently. I haven't even watered it yet. I never transplanted it because I'm scared to transplant it in an even bigger pot, because I just don't want it to rot or be overwatered or anything like that. So I'm treating it like a pothos in a sense of watering. And so far, because when I bought this, they put it in it had a rope in the bottom, and it was kind of like making a self-watering system in a sense. And it was sitting in water where I got it. When I got home, I just took that part off, and now, I'm just waiting for it to completely dry. And due to the fact that it really doesn't get that much light, then it really isn't digesting that much of the moisture. And I really have been asked a lot about that kind of situation. I feel like, to me, it's like highlight, more water in a sense. You know what I mean? Because the higher the light, the more light they get, the more they get to ingest the nutrients. And the lower the light you give them, the least frequency of watering and volume you should be doing as well, due to that. And so she gets the least amount of light in all my plants in this particular room. And this is new, actually, the shelf. I just actually assembled that yesterday, and I have room. So that just means I'm ready to have more plants to fill it up. And I'm very excited again to just say that I'm looking forward to seeing how she grows. Again, I haven't watered it yet. So yeah, when I do water, I will be giving it supplements and fertilizer. If I decide not to do that, the updated vlog will definitely have that information in the description section. For now, not even a little bit of water I've given it. I have just put a saucer in the bottom, and it's dirty, it's stained. There's nothing I could do about that. It just stained, and that's just my temporary fix for that. When it does grow a little bit bigger, I will definitely get a pot like this big. Yeah, let me put my hand over there. It's not very big, but compared to this, it's ginormous. So I'm waiting for that, and that would probably be like a permanent size for like years, because from everywhere that I've read, again, this is not from my personal experience, from everywhere that I've read, it said that they're not really that fast growers, and if they are very similar to pothos, a pothos can sit in the same size pot for a few years to several years, depending on how much light they're getting, and depending on, of course, light equals more growth. So if you're not giving it that much light, then they're not growing that much, so they're not going to be like crawling out of the pot, essentially. So I'm just gonna waiting to do that, and feel like if it needs to be transplanted because it has overtaken the pot, then I will definitely do that. But for now, I think she's happy in there. I think she's doing okay. It's my first. So I just don't want to ruffle any feathers or any leaves. I just want her to be happy and content for now, and just grow and just acclimate to the room, acclimate to my home, acclimate to everything else. And when she's ready, then I transplant. And that's what I've just been kind of doing. I'm keeping my plants more in like smaller pots and making sure that they're kind of tight in there more than transplanting them right away. I feel like I kind of failed in that aspect, and a lot of my plants were kind of getting a little sick due to that. The pots were a little too big for them, or very big for them. And, you know, I feel like when you are gardening, essentially it is a trial and error, and you want to also make the plant, both of you need to compromise and adapt to each other. And when that happens, you find like a sweet spot, and you know how to move on from there. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed my video. You're going to hit the like button. Of course, if you want to talk about this kind of plant, or gardening itself, or houseplants, let me know down below. I love hearing from you guys all the time. I can talk about gardening all the time. And I hope you will hit the subscribe button and the bell so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys again next time. Oh, before I forget, all my social media accounts are down in the description section. Thanks, guys.